Okay, but this topic is, some of you might look at me different after I tell you this, and some of you people that have known me since I was younger will probably appreciate me doing this, especially people that I've done this to. And a lot of people talk about, oh my gosh, let's stick up for the kids that are being bullied. Let's hear your story, how bad were you bullied, stuff like that. And it's really sad that people are bullied, and it breaks my heart, it really does. But no one ever hears the bully's side of the story. Ever. And I, unfortunately, used to be kind of considered a bully. And I used to pick on kids and make them feel horrible about themselves on a daily basis. I'd pick fights for absolutely no reason. I would walk around thinking that I was better than everybody else, and I did for a long time until I had a really rude wake-up call, which I'll talk about later in the video. But the number one reason that I was bullying people, and you hear this a lot, but nobody ever actually comes out and says, hey, I was a bully. Well, this is me coming out and saying, hey, I was dumb, and I messed up, and I hurt a lot of people that way, and I totally regret it. And I do every day. And I cannot tell people how sorry I am for behaving that way for so long. And I want to apologize right now to anybody that I have ever wronged for no apparent reason to you, or have ever made you feel bad about yourself without cause or anything like that. I just want to tell you that I am truly, truly sorry. And I can promise you that I am a totally different person than I used to be. And a lot of the reason, well, when there's no excuse for bullying. There's not. You have no excuse to put somebody else down and make them feel bad about themselves. But a lot of the reason that people do bully other people is because we are miserable with ourselves. And by getting someone to laugh or help us make fun of somebody else makes us feel popular and wanted and funny and like we fit in. And when we're like feeling so alone and like nobody likes us, so we push some of that hatred and some of that horrible feeling on somebody else to lessen a little bit of our pain. But really what you're doing is you're just putting yourself in denial, and you're furthering yourself back into the cage, and you're never going to get out of that little box that you're in, because you're going to keep yourself in there and you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. People who bully people don't realize that by hurting other people now, they're hurting themselves very much later in the future, or even sooner in the future. And you could be hurting right now. You could go out and tell somebody, oh my God, I hate you, you're so nasty, and blah, blah. And then you'll come back home and be like, oh wow, why did I say that? And I definitely still think about things that I've done 2, 3, 5 years ago. I have called girls and guys some pretty horrible, horrible names. There's this one guy that, it's funny because I ended up dating him actually so many years later, and that didn't work out for reasons which is probably my karma. But I was walking in the hall in school, I think this was 7th or 8th grade, and he was the tallest person in the hall, and I always been one of the shortest people ever, and my friends know that. And I thought it would be funny to see if I could beat him up in front of everybody, and I did, and I punched him in the face and stuff like that. And my friend was with me, and she was doing it with me, which just makes it even worse. And I'm not going to mention her name either, because I don't hang out with her anymore because she was bringing me down and everything. No, I'm not blaming all that on her, because that wasn't her. I have a voice. I had a choice in that. I didn't have to do that. That was my bad. But and still this day, even though when we had a relationship together years later, and he hurt me, and I cried over what he did, I thought back, Savannah, you kind of deserve that. Maybe not to that degree, but you treated him horrible and used to make fun of him and all that sorts of stuff, and it's just not right. And girls that I used to absolutely hate, hate them, I was so wrong about them, and I never gave them a chance to be my friend. And now that I've matured and grown up, they're actually some of my really good friends that I used to not like, and they're like amazing people. And I was totally wrong for judging them without getting to know them. And that's really the bully's biggest problem is you're picking on somebody and you're hurting somebody that you have no idea who they actually are or what they go through on a daily basis. You see all those statuses that you're supposed to repost, like they're bullied enough at home, or they have an eating disorder and stuff like that. That could be true, because I am not going to get into this because it's a very touchy subject for me. But when I was 15, I was sent to a kind of rehabilitation center because I was into a whole bunch of bad stuff. And after I had given up bullying guys, guys had started calling me fat and ugly all the time, which I kind of was. I was like really overweight and had short hair and big gawky glasses and wore clothes that totally are not girly in any way whatsoever. But it really hurt me really bad, and that and everything that happened and being sent there totally was my wake up call and made me change my life around. But after I had developed an eating disorder and I got into a whole bunch of bad drugs and hung with the wrong crowd. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've been on both sides of the bully type thing. I've bullied people to the extent of physical contact, and I have been bullied to the point to where I was self-destructive. And I realized by hurting all those people I did hurt, I hurt myself. I really did. And that when I in turn was bullied, I didn't think, oh my god, I hate them so much, I wish that they were dead and stuff like that. I hated myself because I realized I was doing the exact same thing to so many more people. And it's really hard to know that you've done stuff like that and not feel bad about it. You might be a changed person and you might be living a really great life and have lots of friends now, but I'm telling you, when you become a bully or if you're bullying somebody right now, you're gonna regret it, and it's really gonna mess up your life, whether it's emotionally or mentally. It doesn't matter. There's gonna be that day when you're gonna get that wake up call, whether you're 16 or 43, and you're gonna look back at your life and you're gonna be alone, and you're gonna be so lost and confused, and just you hit rock bottom with no one there to help you because you pushed everyone away. You're going to regret everything. And I hit that point where I had nothing but my parents and my brother at 15, and I had no friends, and I was going nowhere in life. Got expelled in 8th grade for fighting because I was a bully. And I just don't know what else to say because this is a really hard subject for me to talk about, but I think it needs to be said. I really hope that me talking to you about this, if you are a bully, and I don't know if you are or not, you know. And I don't care if you say you don't know how bad what you're doing is hurting someone, you do. And I really want you to, like, try and stop. And people that are being bullied, don't listen to them. I can go through all of my friends, or even people I don't even really care for, And I can pick out something beautiful from all the girls I've ever met, whether it's physically, uh, personality-wise, it doesn't matter. And you guys, girls talk about how bad guys are all the time and they're such D-bags and everything. I can go through and pick at least one or two good qualities in every guy I've ever met. It depends on how willing you are to actually find out the real them before you judge them. You can't judge a book by its cover, and that's really cliche, and you probably hear that a lot, but it's absolutely true. And if you don't take the time to find out who a person truly is, then you have absolutely no business telling them who they are because you have no idea. And you have no idea what they go through at home or at the work or at, you know what I mean? It's because you've destroyed somebody's life. And I can honestly say that I have hurt somebody to the point to where they were in a very deep depression and had to go away for a while. And you probably will hate me for that, but I would like to say that I am friends with that person and they accept my apology because they realize that I truly mean it. And like I said, anybody else watching my video, and I hope you really all are because this is it's a really touchy subject and I really think it needs to be covered. I really, really hope that you understand what I'm saying and you'll try to work on yourselves and how you project yourselves towards other people. If I just, I don't know what else to say.